Hi, Mark here, trust you're well. In today's Lightroom Classic quick tip, I'm going to show you how you can run Lightroom Classic on two devices, syncing to the cloud and having all your bespoke templates and presets with you wherever you are. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, Lightroom Classic is a legacy infrastructure. It was built in the 80s, designed to work on one machine at one time. The cloud wasn't even in people's mind at that time. Mobile phones taking images and syncing them back to your desktop was not a conceived idea, but it's regularly used today. And I do feel that at some point in the future, maybe 5 years or so, that Classic will be archived and won't be going away. It'll just be parked at a moment in time and new functionality won't be coming to it. And Lightroom will replace Classic with the ecosystem of we can take photographs with any device in a platform wherever we are. So with that in mind, I wanted to preserve my desktop workflow across two devices, a desktop and a laptop. Now, how can I do that? Well, when you install Classic, it buries all the bespoke personal settings deep in the installation folders. However, Adobe's now given us a little tick box that we can change that location for everything. And I'm going to show you how to do that and show you what you must do. Okay, and I underline the word must. And it actually tells you in the little tick box, you must do this. So let's jump across Classic and I'll show you. So here I am, I'm in Lightroom Classic. This is December 2024. I'm running version 14.0.1. Now, we need to go to our preferences, so that'll be File on a PC or Lightroom Classic on a Mac. So we go Preferences, up will pop up your preference dialog. And down the bottom we've got this location. Now as default, as I said earlier, it'll hide or bury the develop presets, import presets, brushes, develop presets, templates, so web page, slideshow, print, book module templates, all the templates that you use, for example, watermarks as well. Also, our identity plate templates, it'll bury them in the Adobe install settings. But what you can do is you can tick this tick box down here in location. And what that will do, it will create a new folder in your catalog menu system. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So if I go up to Lightroom Classic and catalog settings, and then I go to general and go show, in my case a finder will pop up, and let's just tidy up this so you can see this better. And here I go. This is a catalog, my catalog folder where I keep this training catalog. Now, one proviso, this is on an external drive. I'm using, just for this conversation, a Samsung T9 external drive using Thunderbolt 4 USB-C. So I'm getting around about 2000 megabits per second read-write speed. Thunderbolt 5 is just coming out. There are a few manufacturers that are supporting it at the moment. The new Macs in 2024, late 2024, are supporting Thunderbolt 5. That's up to 5000 megabits per second. So we need that fast SSD to run our catalog externally. If you're using a HD drive, an old mechanical drive, it'll be really slow. Anyway, so this is a folder on my media drive, which is my Samsung T9 2000 megabits per second. And by ticking that box, Classic will create this folder called Lightroom Settings, and it's next to my catalog folder. And then in there you put all your develop, and you can see it in the whole list, my keyword sets, my label lists, everything that is personal to me in this catalog. So watermarks, video presets, text presets, everything that's in here, metadata presets, keywords, import presets, all this information is stored next to the catalog. So when I unplug that Samsung T9 SSD drive and plug it into my laptop, I will run this catalog here, which is set as my default catalog on my laptop, and it will have all this information locally. It's not stored in my C drive, my main drive that comes with my machine. Now, there's some provisos. There really is. You have to be very methodical, okay, in how you set this up. You've got to go through all your presets, all your plugins, and you've got to bring them across to this folder. You've then got to move your catalog to this folder as well. So as you can see my structure, it's beside that Lightroom settings folder. Now, once you've done all that, let's go back to Classic. There is something that you really have to be careful of, and it's in the setup menu. It tells you, Classic will tell you. So I'll show you it to you now. Important, presets stored with your catalog must be manually backed up. So your backup workflow must include that folder. Lightroom Classic will not, and I underline the word not, back up your presets and plugins outside of the default of the installation process. So you are changing the parameters of where things are stored. Lightroom will not back that up. So use something like Time Machine or perhaps Good Sync or Backblaze to back up that group folder. So in my case, let me show you. Go to Catalog Settings, Show Folder. I want the whole of this catalog folder backed up, and that will then back up all my presets as well as my catalog. Please remember, Classic Backup does not back up your images, so that's another backup workflow. So what will that allow me to do? Well, it will now allow me to unplug my Samsung T9 media drive. That, as I said, is an SSD. It's a 4 terabyte drive. It runs at 2000 megabits per second. I'll put a link in the description to it on Amazon. It will be an affiliate link, so if you click on it, you don't pay any extra, but I earn a couple of dollars, couple of pounds in referring you to it. I can now take that and run that on my laptop, and it is exactly how I left it on my desktop, because it is the catalog. Lastly, what's really important, if you use Lightroom and you sync to the cloud or your collections, and you use a smartphone to take photographs and they sync backwards and forwards, Classic will only sync one catalog. And because this is the same catalog, you're just using it on different devices, it will preserve that workflow. So for all intensive purposes, you're just running one catalog on 2 devices in the same format, the same screen real estate, the same presets, templates, metadata than what you're normally doing. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you'd like to know more about what I do, my live Lightroom events, just visit lightroommark.com, perhaps join my community or come along to my free events. Bye for now.